We're going to tackle another Dollar Tree vase. We're going to use dollar store items to make a very fun Easter craft. I grabbed my vase and some rubbing alcohol and I cleaned the entire vase on the outside, the bottom. Then I used some multi-surface paint in white and I used a dabber kind of a brush, or a dauber kind of a brush, and I just dabbed it over and over, and then I did a second coat till I had really nice coverage. And I thought doing it this way would give it a little bit of texture, and bunnies have texture. I made sure to get all the way up to the top edge of the vase. Okay, so I have the vase done and found this hat in the baby section. So it's obviously too big for my vase, so we are going to change that. I thought this hat was so cute, but it was way too big. So I decided to give it a cut, and I cut from the brim of the hat in the back all the way up to the top of the crown. And then I cut a good chunk of the crown off, and I just followed the lines that are on there, and I was a little bit worried that it would fray, but it actually has netting behind it, so it's actually perfect. It didn't fray at all, and it cut pretty nicely. And once I had that off, I yanked the tag off, and then I rolled it together to see how it would fit on the vase, because I wanted to make sure I had the right size, and obviously it's much, much too big. So that's what I was working on, and I used scissors to kind of cut where I needed to trim it to give it the right size, but I did want a little bit of overlap because I was afraid if I cut it exactly where it should be, it would be too short. So I just cut in the two places that I measured, and it cut very easily, and then I put it back on and realized that the brim is probably too big. So I decided to cut one line off of there. Again, I just followed the lines that are actually on the hat the way it's put together, and those edges didn't fray either because the mesh that's behind it, actually it's like a clear fishing line type of a mesh, and it worked great. So that is perfect, and I then put a little hot glue on the one end, and as you can see I have it kind of raised up a little bit because I wanted it over the edge of the vase. And then I ran a bead of glue down the other side and just pulled it nice and tight so it sat on there pretty securely. And that's how it looks. The easiest way to do it, I thought, was just to use a permanent marker and draw the face on. I started with the eyes. You're never going to get the eyes exactly right, so you just get them as close as you can and about the same size. Nobody will ever notice. I put eyelashes on there, and then I did the nose, which is just a triangle, and then the mouth, which you just do a regular J and a backwards J, and then you put the little whiskers on there. So easy, so easy, so easy. And then I broke out the plaid folk art multi-surface paint in pink, in a bright pink, and then I just filled in the nose. A couple brush strokes later, and it was all filled in. And of course you want to put a little highlight in the eyes. So I just dabbed my pencil into some white paint and put the highlights on the eyes. Once that was done, I broke out the little ears, and they have such a huge selection of bunny ears at Dollar Tree this year. I just went with the classic pink and white, and I just put them right into the vase. You can adjust the ears, and if you want to push them down further, you can do that also, so they kind of stick out a little bit more. And she's got her little Easter bonnet, her ears, and she looks adorable. If you wanted to, you could put water in there. You just don't really want to fill it up quite so high, so the ears don't get wet, and you can use it as a vase. It's just cute as could be all by itself, just sitting on a shelf or your kitchen counter. You could put lights, you could put fairy lights in there if you wanted to. No matter what, she's cute as can be, and it's easy. This project is perfect to have the kids get involved in because they can make their own fun little bunny faces. No two will be the same. You just probably want to help them with the hat. If you like this video, I'd love it if you'd subscribe because it really helps me out. On to the next bunny project. I took a pre-painted wooden egg, and it has a flat bottom so it sits straight, and then I took some white craft foam and I cut out bunny ears and other parts. I drew it on there, and then if I had to erase the pencil, I did that, and then I did the inner ears out of just scrapbook paper, like pink scrapbook paper. I took some stick glue and put it on the back of the scrapbook paper and glued it to the ears so we has pink inner ears. and then I just glued the ears on. So we got these nice big bunny ears that sit on the top of the egg. So now he's starting to look like a bunny already. And then I added some small Google eyes and a pink pom-pom for a nose right on there. And then 2 smaller pom-poms for like the cheeks, or I don't know what they call it. But first I took my Sharpie marker and I drew a little mouth so he'd have a little black mouth. And then I took a little hot glue, put it on the pom-poms, and there he is, cute as could be. We can't forget about the cottontail, so I had a bigger pom-pom that I put some hot glue on and put it on his tail. I had already cut out pieces for his legs, his feet, his arms, and his hands because I kind of felt like he should be sitting there and have arms and legs. So I did rectangles for the legs and some kind of half circles for the feet. And then I did the same thing just in a smaller version for the arms. And then I just took the hot glue, put it on, and he looks like he's just kind of relaxing, sitting there. And I think he turned out super cute. Let me know what you think of him.
Today we're going to be making a 3-dimensional bunny coaster. For this, I'm going to cut some bunny ears. I've got some scrap craft foam, and that's what I'm going to make them out of. And I'm just going to freehand cut them. Now I'm going to take a little multi-surface paint and just paint the inner ear. I've mixed my fast curing resin, which cures white. And now I'm going to take my ears and hold them until it starts to set. So this is cured, and it didn't cure quite as pure white as I would have liked, but sometimes that happens. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it's got a cute little look to it already. And if it bothers you that it's a little bit off white, we can easily take care of that. It's not a problem. We'll just take a little acrylic paint in white and dab it. And if we do it this way, it almost gives it a little bit of a furry look, which is good because it's a bunny. I'm going to take some black paint and I'm going to paint closed eyes because that's kind of what I'm going for on this one. It's like a sleeping bunny. And then I'm going to paint some eyelashes. So there's our bunny. I'm going to fill the teeth in a little bit more solidly with the white so they'll stand out just a little bit more. Here's our cute little bunny coaster. And I have my resin mixed. So I have resin on here. I'm going to get it to the edges. And I'm going to take my lighter, pop the bubbles. And then you want to let that sit a minimum of 12 hours. Here's our bunny coaster, cute as could be. Looks like the bunny is asleep. So this is a little bit of a different look with the ear standing up rather than laying low. So it is almost like the bunny is sleeping. It'd be real cute sitting on a table as a decoration for Easter.
Remember, we did an Easter Bunny coaster, a really cute Easter bunny out of an egg, and we transformed a Dollar Tree vase into a bunny. So thanks so much for joining me. And remember, you can find more information about all of these projects over at craftclotch.com. Life's too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter.